everybody, I'm AC Batfish, and welcome to another episode from the PrimeCraft server. It's been a little while, you guys. For you guys, it's probably only been a few days, but for me, it's been over a week since I last got on the server and did any recording. I've been on doing a few things here or there, and we can kind of go over some of that stuff. But yeah, the end of last week, I was on a business trip, and the first part of last week was pretty hectic at work. So yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of time to play last week, unfortunately. But I'm back now. I'm back home. Everything is grand. And this is a little area that I dug out is going to be my potion room. Now, I'm not going to have anything big and fancy in here to start with. It's going to be a pretty manual process. I'm going to have some brewing stands and then chests along the walls here. And nothing to look at right now. Same thing as with this. It's going to be the enchanting room over there. Nothing really to see in there. I did kind of decorate this hallway a little bit. And this is the new hallway down to the bone grinder. And then I've got the other hallway which goes down to the tree chopping area. Now, I did decorate the hallways based on what's at the end of them. And by the way, the spruce tree area is working now. I don't know why it's working now. Or as I should say, I don't know why it was not working earlier. Because I didn't change anything. It just started working. So I'm happy about that. I also started decorating the storage room. Now, I basically just carried over the decorations from the other side. I was just playing with the glass. I was just curious, what would it look like if you could actually see you could see the chest back there, and it was just glass. And oh, yeah, you can hear the the zombie outside. Let me turn that down. But yeah, I put the glass there just as a just to see, and I ended up really liking it because it makes sense in this type of environment that you'd be able to see the chests, just not really be able to access them. Which I think that looks pretty neat. I think it looks pretty cool. I've also gone ahead and started out, sorting some stuff out. I went ahead and built out the room for the manually sorted stuff. All the stuff is going to be manually sorted. And there's room for more chests over here. It's pretty small, pretty tight in here, but that's all right. But we're not going to be working in here today, you guys. We're not going to be working in here today. I've got to be honest with you all, I am not the biggest fan right now of the way this all looks in here. And, the diorite ceiling, it was kind of a joke and kind of not a joke. It's very gray in here. These colors are all right, but there's just something about it. And I think I said this when I built it, that I don't like. There's something about it that's missing. And I don't know what it is. And if you guys recall, about 2 weeks ago, we got a new snapshot for 1.12, and that was pretty exciting for me. The concrete blocks, the concrete powder is cool, but the concrete blocks are amazing, and that's exactly what I want. It's what I need for the industrial area. It's what I need for my 2 towers build. It's going to help a lot, and unfortunately, I don't have them right now. We're not playing in the snapshot, and that's fine. But it's making it difficult for me to do anything, basically. I'm finding it hard to be, inspired to decorate these areas because I know that I'm just going to be ripping it all out in a few weeks anyways. So I'm having a bit of trouble in that regard. So that's also why I haven't been doing a whole lot around the base, because I know I'm going to be redoing it. So I think what I want to do today for this episode is we're going to do some house renovation. Now, if you recall, this right here, this hole, is where the beacon is going to go. And at one point, I even said, wow, I have a lot of stone in here. I did not realize that. I guess that's what happens when you're digging stuff out. What do I need for right here? I need some cobble. All right, I'm back, and I got my cobblestone. So I just wanted to cover this up in a way that I would know where it is. Because if you remember, I talked about this is where the beacon's going to go. And there's going to be a beam coming through here. Potentially 9 beams coming up where this cobblestone is. So clearly, this is a problem, right? And I talked about this a little bit on another video. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm actually going to have to basically take this house, cut it in half from probably about where this button is, unfortunately, and we're going to have to rework this whole thing. I'm hoping I can bring it back here. What's under here? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Well, oops. I'll be able to rewire where the button is, I suppose. Well, I guess the best thing to do is just tear it all out and see what I'm left with. So, yeah, we're going to tear down this house here. At least this part of it. And I'm going to rebuild it. We're going to make this house much smaller. All right, so this is what the cross-section of a house looks like. Yeah, I basically cut it in half. Basically cut it straight in half. So we're going to have to rebuild it, obviously. We're going to basically just move the wall up. But the problem I'm running into is this. The button for the staircase. It's right there. And this is where I need the wall to be. I guess, oh, you know what? I could probably just move the, oh, that's not a problem at all. I'll have to move this. Because do I have any more redstone on me? I do not. Grab the redstone box. And, yeah. Let's dump a bunch of this junk in here for now. Perfect. Redstone box. Hey, I'll grab some redstone. So all I'll need to do is move the signal here. Like that. Is that gonna do something with that piston? Yep, that messes up. Alright, well that took longer to figure out than I'm really willing to admit. I tried a few different things, but I ended up being able to move the button right over here. Super simple fix. Just right like that. And in fact, I don't even need that piece of redstone right there. It works just fine. Yep. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, ow, ow. Get me out of here. Alright, so now that we got that figured out, the inside of the cabin is much, much smaller now. So that is something that we're going to have to deal with. I'm obviously going to have to come through here and replace all of these stairs. We're going to have to probably add a ladder in here to get up to the attic area now instead of the stairs, because there's not going to be enough room for stairs. I'm going to need to add a doorway, would be helpful. What? Oh no. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I did move the button. Let's get back here. Figure out what I need to do. Oh yeah. Because it powered it from the back side. Alright, so all I should need to do, actually... Let's get my shovel. Go ahead and I think I can put that back. Pop this. Put the repeater here. Grab our redstone. Do that. And... Yep. There we go. Good as new. Alright, so I've started getting more of the wood stuff here in place. And the cobblestone around the bottom. It's looking a little bit better. More like the house that we know that it is. I toyed around a little bit with the idea of possibly moving the door over to the side. And then I realized that we are in a situation where that would make it... I either have to make the house one shorter so I can get an even or an odd number to make it so that I can have a single doorway right in the center, or I have to bring it out one more to get the same effect, basically. Because right now it's an even number, so I don't really want to do that because I'm already only 2 blocks away from where the beams are possibly going to be, and I don't want to get any closer. And I cannot go any further back this way because we saw the T flip-flop is basically right here. So this is where it's going to be. which means that my door can either go on the back side into the cliff, or the hill, I mean, which I don't particularly like, or it can come out right here and have to deal with these beams, which, yeah, whatever. It's not ideal, but at least I'm gonna be, over the problems that I was having before. Wait, I just realized though, how far over does this hang? I'm at 1, 2, 3, and that comes all the way out to 4. Man. So even moving this, I'm still not going to be able to have the right kind of roof here. Alrighty. So the house is done again. So I've gone ahead and redone all the walls and the roof and everything. It's all buttoned up. We are good to go. The stairs, of course, have been replaced by a ladder and a trapdoor. And this is a nice small little area in here. And again, that's all this place was really meant to be. It's just a tiny little cabin in the woods. So this is pretty much done, I would think. Some thoughts I have on this immediately is if I stand in the corner here and look straight up, we still have a little bit of a problem here. So this block, and this block, 1, 2, 3, and then this one, of course, are all going to be in the way of beacons, potentially. So we may have to come revisit this roof at some point and make it smaller, make the overhang a little bit less, you know. Oh, it's getting dark. But until then, you know, this will work for now because, you know, I don't even have a beacon. I don't even have any iron for a beacon. And speaking of iron, I'm pretty sure I am mostly out, actually, that's not at all what I meant to do. I guess I have a little bit. So, one of the other projects that I think I can do in this episode, maybe, I will check the recording time, but at the very least, we'll be able to go pick out a spot, is I need a flower farm. I need an automatic flower farm for dye, because as I mentioned, at 1.12, it's right around the corner, and we're going to have those concrete blocks, and, you know, I'm going to need dye for them, because I'm going to need a bunch of different colors. So what I'm going to have to do is go scout out the flower forest nearby and pick out a good location so that we can start thinking about building a farm over there. And I've already got a design in mind. I'm pretty sure I know how I'm going to do it. I just need a good spot for it. And the flower forest is like right here. I don't know how big it is. I thought it was bigger than that. Oh, Simple Gamers is on. Say hi. And, yeah, that's a much smaller flower forest than I thought it was, but that's alright, it's enough. So I guess that means that we'll basically be building our farm right in this area. Take a screenshot of that. So this is a tiny flower forest. Man, I thought this was bigger. Oh, no worries. No worries. We'll make it work. Alright guys, I'm back, and I went to check the recording time, and we've got a few minutes left, but not a whole lot. One of the things that I'm trying to do is get better at making videos. So in an effort to do that, I am limiting myself to around 20 minutes instead of around 30 minutes. I'm going to try to make shorter episodes. So, not too many minutes left. So I've been, whoops. Oh, that's the first time that's ever happened. Usually my ping is great on this server. There we go. So, yeah, I did some crafting and a little bit of prep work over at the flower forest in between cuts here. In fact, I'm going to put this farm right down here, and my bed is still here and everything. So, I have got a bunch of stuff to get out here. Alright, guys, sorry about that. I started working on this area and realized that I had oriented the whole thing sideways, so I had to kind of readjust what I was doing and start over. So what I'm going to be doing now, oh man, since I had to do that, I'm also going to have to take these out. Alright, so as I was saying, what I'm doing now is kind of putting in these bricks here. Oops. Now this design that I'm using is not mine. It's from a guy called Yellow Jonas who made a tutorial for it, and I will put a link to that video down in the description. Make sure to go check that out. But yeah, I'm going to be slightly modifying his design, which according to him is a slightly modified mumbo jumbo design. So that's kind of neat. So we're going to be building a modified mumbo jumbo farm here. So what I'm going to do now is hop down here because I need to get pistons like this. Now what this is going to do, I'm going to have a fun time getting on top of this stuff. I have to dig out a little bit more. I didn't have it planned out exactly where I wanted it to go while I was digging this out, so yep, not quite accurate. I'm going to have to go and dig out above those bricks here. Alright, so if you haven't figured it out, this is basically just a shifting floor design. We're going to have a dispenser under here that fires bone meal into this grass platform, and then the pistons are going to shake it back and forth. So what I'm going to continue doing here is setting this up. We're going to grab some dispensers, because all along here we're going to have a water line. And the water's going to kick off and... Ooh, wait, I'm doing this backwards. But yeah, the water is going to push all the items into a line of hoppers. And it's going to look pretty neat. It's all going to work automatically. So I'm going to get this stuff in place, and I'll put the redstone in. Or I'll at least get the redstone started so you can see it. And then I will come back to you guys. Alright, so I'm back. I've got all the redstone in place. It is functionally complete here. Let me just kind of show you real quick how it works. This lever is keeping this block powered. And this block actually controls a lot of things with it being powered. For one, it locks this hopper. And this hopper's got an item in it. And that, of course, creates a little hopper clock when we flip that lever. So, you know, the power will go over here, and then it'll go over here, and then back and forth. And each of these is a monostable circuit, which provides one quick pulse of power to toggle those pistons, which will push this whole grass platform over to the right, and then again over to the left. That block is also powering this piston, which has got this redstone block, and that redstone block is powering this little line in here. And that's kind of neat because whenever this piston goes back or forward, this redstone block is out of position to power this line of redstone for just a second. And that will pulse this torch, which this line picks up and provides a pulse to these dispensers, which will toggle the water flow on and off. So whenever I flip that lever, it will start this and toggle the water. Additionally, that block is also powering this piece of redstone dust here, which is keeping this torch turned off. So when that torch turns on, this is a real standard little, comparator clock. And that will provide a whole bunch of pulses to this dispenser, which will fire all this bone meal up into the dirt here. And then I've got a hopper line to catch all the items that the water pushes and passes it all the way around and puts it in this chest here. So I have not tested this yet, at least not here. So I figured we'd go ahead and give it a go. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'd kind of want to see what my frames look like because I feel like this is going to be a lag machine. So here we go. Yeah, look at my frames drop. But if we check it out, it's definitely working. We're getting lots of tulips and stuff. And this isn't really like an AFK farm or anything. You're not going to like flip the lever and then hang out here forever. You're probably just going to let it run for a minute or two to get a bunch of flowers built up. And then you're going to want to flip the lever again. And that'll turn off the whole system, turn the water back on, push all those items into the hoppers back there. We'll go ahead and turn that off. And in a few seconds, yeah, we'll start seeing stuff pump into here. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So that's basically done. What I want to do now is cover it up and make it look a little bit nicer. There's not a whole lot of things I can do here. I might be able to build some kind of small building here. I was thinking about maybe covering it up with more dirt and grass and landscaping to kind of hide it a little bit more. So let me figure out what I'm going to do, and then I will come back to you. Alright guys, I'm back and I'm done. I think we're all done here. I went ahead and just covered it up with dirt and made it look a little natural, more like it's part of the hill rather than, something I just built down here and covered it up. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks real good, actually. It's turned out better than I thought. We're going to have to figure out a better entrance for this at some point, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it like this. And I do think I will eventually add another chest with some hoppers leading into that dispenser down there, just to make refilling the bone meal easier, because right now I got to, climb all the way down and run in there. And I don't really need to do that every time, so I think I'll figure that out. But yeah, I think that's all the time I've got for this episode. So if you liked it, go ahead and leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about the flower farm here or the house renovations we did. If you're excited about 1.12, the new snapshot and blocks and stuff like that. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.